Hello and welcome. Today we got a very special guest, Ashton Krumnow, and she is a cancer survivor. She's also in a drill team. She's had a little trouble with her horses in the past and needs a little bit of help.
I got Harley, and she doesn't know how to side pass, and I would like to get her to side pass and stay on her leads a little bit better.
We're going to fix all that.
Okay.
I mean, that's helping you understand how to put her in place. Got it, girl. That's better. Awesome job.
My name is Ashton Krumnow. I'm 17, and I'm from Riesel, Texas.
I'm Danny Krumnow, and I've been the police chief for the city of Riesel for 19 years now.
I've been riding since I was 3 years old.
So we started riding this big stud horse.
He was 16 hands high. He would only listen to my dad and me.
In fact, they featured her in the definition of a quarter horse for the American Quarter Horse Association, and they pictured Ashton. She was standing right below the stud horse, waving her hat.
I was in love ever since, and that's how I got started. I got into drill in 2009. I really never heard of it, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do this. They wanted me to watch it at first, but I ended up practicing with them. I really liked it.
She won the United States Equestrian Drill Championships in 2009 in the youth division.
Over time, I just didn't have the energy to put my saddle on and certain things, so I started getting out of it and stuff. And
Ashton had leg pain, and it was constant, and we took her to the doctor probably 4 times trying to figure out what was causing her leg pain.
I was working for a trainer. I was riding her horses out and doing different things, and I had less than half the blood in my body to do that, and I was putting my own saddle on. I was saddling up by myself.
Dr. Merriquin did a test and a blood test, and he told me that he'd get back with us in a week as to what the results were. The next day, Ashton went to school.
I tried to talk my dad into not letting me go back to school because I was tired, and he said, no, you're going back to school. We were actually going over lymphoma and leukemia at the time.
He called me, and about 10 o'clock in the morning, he said, Danny, Ashton has a room reserved at Temple at the Scott and White Hospital, so you get there as soon as possible.
By 5th period, I was in physics, and I heard my name over the loudspeaker, and I was like, what did I do now? I'm in trouble.
And I asked him what was wrong, and he says, I'm not sure, you just get her there.
So we got in the car and we headed to Scott and White. I told the nurses my name and everything, and they said, oh my God, did you walk up here? And I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I walk up here? And she goes, you could have had a stroke coming up here. And I was like, what?
They put her in intensive care right away. And that's when we found out that she had leukemia, and it is, they call it AML leukemia, which is the fastest, most aggressive type leukemia you can get.
It basically started there. I never cried. I never really cried or anything because, you know, I figured, why let cancer be the death of me? You know, why I'm going to sit here and sulk that I have cancer and everything? Why not just get up and fight it before it has time to take over me? So I fought it. I got my first ANC, and they threw a party for me, and my horses, Cinnamon and Gypsy, they were the first horses to ever walk Scott and White Hospital's grounds. So basically I did my 2 rounds, and then the second round, right after I got out of the hospital, I was on the back of a horse.
We never stopped her from riding her horses. Dr. Grayson he was okay with the horse riding, but the doctors in Fort Worth at Cook's Children, they were not so much for it.
I went to Cook's and did a transplant. My brother was a perfect match for bone marrow transplant. I did the transplant, and I went up there and I talked to one of the doctors, and he was like, "Do you have a backup plan just in case this doesn't work?" And I was like, "No, I don't have a backup plan. This has got to work, you know." And he's like, "Well, you should make up a backup plan." I was like, "No, this has got to work." And he said, "Well, you can't ride horses for the 6 months," and that. From that point on, I really didn't like that doctor.
Dr. Grace, he said, you know, those horses, her riding those horses kept the circulation going. She probably wouldn't have lived this long had she not been riding. He says, I'm not going to tell her she can't ride horses anymore.
My doctor told me, Dr. Grayson said that the only reason why you are alive today is because you rode horses. And then riding through the trainers, I noticed whenever I got off the horse, I started getting lightheaded, but as soon as I got back on, I was perfectly fine. So it's kind of symbolizing that I should be on the back of a horse, you know. That's my place. That's where I need to be.
Ashton, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You got a special interest, and that's riding in your drill team. Tell us a little bit about that.
We do different formations. We have a pinwheel where all of them are going kind of like a pinwheel spoke or so, and
sure.
Then we have a company front where everybody's coming up in a straight line, shoulder to shoulder, and we do different formations at a high speed.
Yep. That's great. Tell us a little bit about what you want to work on today, Ashton, with your horse, and you'd been pretty weak during the summer, I hear, from your radiation treatment. Tell us a little bit about what you're trying to accomplish.
I'm trying to get her to side pass better.
Have you ridden with the team with her quite a bit?
I've only ridden on the team with her one time.
Okay, and how did that go?
It went pretty good. Other than she doesn't want to get real close, as you can see. She doesn't want to get real close. She don't want to get real
close to horses. She has a little bit of a phobia to horses, or
in the drill team when we're running real fast, she doesn't want to get close, and she kind of wants to follow instead of be right there.
Be right beside another horse. Yeah. I understand. Okay. Well, I tell you what, Ashton, let's see if we can help you and her. Okay.
Stepping down to the line, my whole life led me to this moment. I lay it all out on the line. Time to shine, time to rock and roll.
So it's really bad about her leads.
One thing that I see is, Ashton, is that just don't move the way you are right there. See that's the way you canter, the way you ride. You have your feet in front of your girth, and you're behind all the way in the back. So what happens is when that horse canters, it throws you behind, way up in the air. You tend to do this a lot. You see, she is in my opinion, she's got a pretty good balance to her. I don't think her leads are messed up at all. I think she just needs a little bit of help with what direction you're going. So whenever you ride with your legs out like this, Ashton, you have no way to be able to pick your horse's rib cage up and help them change a lead. You almost have to relearn to ride.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that's tough. But I know you're a determined young lady, and I know that you can do it. And I kind of like your horse, you know. She just needs a little bit of help with what direction you're going. Because in a drill team, you're actually doing a lot of pretty difficult things. You're going right to left and turning and side passing and changing leads and stopping and, you know, doing all kinds of things along with a group of other horses. So there has to be a lot of timing and a lot of feel and a lot of preparation to get those horses to achieve that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So for you to be able to maneuver your horse around at a side pass, which actually, when we're talking about a side pass, it has a lot of connection to a lead change, because you have to be able to bring your horse's whole body over here and change its weight on its other side of its foot. See there? Change its weight on this side. You see? So that has a lot of connection. And you said you had two problems. You had side passing and lead changes. So, and you got to be able to have your legs down beside your horse to help remind your horse and help support your horse to maneuver this part of its body. If you have your legs too far out, you can't feel that. See, what we have to do as horsemen and horsewomen is we have to learn to adjust ourselves. So a lot of the time, our horses have a problem with our balance or our communication. So, you know, for them to get better, we have to get better.
They're the reason you can't wait to wake up each day, and who you're glad to stay up late for. They're who you rush home to from work each day, and how we teach our kids about working hard. They're who you plan your weekends around. They're family. That's why you can count on Nutrina from one generation to the next. From our family to yours, with love and nutrition. Nutrina.
Let me show you where it starts. It starts right here in your departures, okay? So which means going from here, if you want to go to your left, you need to go ahead and get her hindquarters already pushed in just a little bit, and then start her in her lead with her hindquarters with her weight on her inside left hind foot, okay? And stay to the outside and encourage her to take that lead, okay? Let's try that. Keep her head straight. Now go to your left. Put your weight on your right leg. No? No, see how you crossfine right there. See, she's out in the hind. She's in the front and out in the hind.
Yeah.
Okay?
She doesn't do it very good.
Okay. Look where you're going. Keep a little bit more bend. Now ride it with your right leg and go to the left. There you go. Now we need to go to the left. See, you rode it to the right. There you go. See, she made a lead change there. This mare really makes a nice lead change, Ashton. We just about got to be able to help her. Let's help her a little bit to get her to understand. See how you're bouncing there a little bit? I want you to be able to bend your knees just a little bit, bring your feet back, and roll your hips. That a girl, that's better. That's much better. Bend your knees just a little bit more. Keep going. Try to work on that seat. Try to work on that seat position. That's much better. Feel that?
Yes.
And keep your legs back a little bit. Keep your legs back. Look up where you're going. Have a plan. Let's keep those circles going. Much better. Bend your knees and bring your feet back. There you go. Stay in the center of your horse a little bit more. You see how smooth your mare is right there?
Yes.
Ashton, that was the best you've ridden. So what happened right then is you brought your legs from here to back here. You stayed more centered, and you were balanced in the middle of your saddle. Therefore, she was a lot more comfortable in her stride. You see, a lot of the time our horses get real uncomfortable and unbalanced in that stride, and that's why they become rough, is because we're out of balance here. So they're struggling with their footfall a little bit, because remember, when they canter, they're up in the air. It's easy to offset their balance. Okay, so let's do it again.
Okay.
Now, you went to the left that time. Let's go to the right, okay? You're going to use your left leg and keep her head straight, or a little bit to the outside just to help her, encourage her to get on that right lead. You want to go to the right. Look to your right now. Look to your right. Look to your right. Look to your right. Awesome. Very good. Bring your legs back. Bring your legs back. Sit center. Bring your legs back. Bend your knees and bring your legs back. That a girl. That's better. Look up where you're going. Much better. So here, this is a start. This is a start to where we're going to be able to achieve our lead changes, our lead departures, all of those things, and also even our side passing. All right, Ashton, I feel like we got your, your balance and your riding. You're very, very conscientious about that. You made a huge change right there. So what we're going to do is just do a little bit of side passing here. And realistically, whenever we're doing a lead change, it's pretty much like a side pass at a canter. Okay? So your fundamentals of doing your lead change would be doing your exercises and your hind quarter movement, your front end, and your rib cage, which would be a side pass. Okay, why don't you go ahead and maneuver your horse around, Ashton, and show us what she knows right there. Stop. Okay, we had a couple of steps there, all right? So we're going to let her soak here just a second, and then we're going to do the same thing again. The only thing I'd like for you to do is don't get your hands so close together.
Okay.
Shorten them up and keep them out a little bit wider to be able to help her, a little bit more of a communication and a connection there. Let's do it again. Keep going until she goes sideways. Right there, stop. Well, that right rein needs to block her just a little bit to help her move that front end, okay? Good, good, stop. Don't let the shoulder, see it? Right there when that shoulder came in? Ashton, pick up this inside rein like this and get her off of there. There you go, good, stop. Good, as soon as she responded. Okay, let's do it again. I want you to side pass towards me. Look at me. Get your leg back, get your leg back. Kick, 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 kick. If she runs that hind end into your leg, you need to go ahead and get her off that leg. Here's what we have. We got two legs right here, Ashton, and on each side of your horse. And if that horse keeps moving its hind end around that way, this leg needs to come in and stop it. If she keeps side passing, wanting to act like she's going to kick a horse, wanting to move her hind end around this way, this leg is going to go ahead and stop her. Okay, so you got both legs on either side to control your horse's body. Okay? All right, let's side pass to me. Good. Good job. You fixed it there. See, that was great. Very good. See, these little things make a big difference.
Yes.
Get your leg back, get it back, get it back, get it back. Kick her over there. Get your leg, stop. Good. Okay, so we're teaching her about to get over here, and even if her hind end kicks out, what happened right there in Ashton, you went ahead and fixed it. Okay? And all this other stuff, she's not a finished horse, so all this other stuff, these fundamentals, was going to work for you in speed and when you get to going fast in your drill team. We got to be able to do it slow here and fix it. And it has to be able to click it for you as well. And so you can understand it to relate to your horse and then put it to practice. Okay? So I'm going to go on the other side. And the reason why I want you to side pass towards me is when we first started the show, she didn't want to get anywhere near me. So now you're going to start getting her to where she's going to start side passing towards a horse. Okay?
All right.
You got to keep your hands forward.
All right.
Okay? Get your leg to maneuver her.
Okay.
All your reins do is just kind of support her.
Okay.
All right? Have that hand forward. Stop. 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 Except that was good. That was really good, except I don't want you to pull her head too far around. I want you to keep her head straight now.
All right.
All right? Does that make sense? Okay. Let's go ahead. Side pass to me. Stop. Good job. Feel that? That was a nice crossover. A little bit more. Keep her head straight. Good job. Head straight. Whatever part of the body goes out, put it back. Atta girl. Keep her head straight. That's really good.
Every animal needs comfort. That's why we designed this product called Stable Comfort, and it is just for horses. The more comfortable we can make the horse, the better they're going to perform. 10 years going without any problems. That's why we've had so much success.
I can see a big difference in our horses and, them lying down and a horse likes to be comfortable just like a human.
Cris Cox's 6-day horsemanship clinics are a positive and inspiring way to get results. Cris Cox is a world-renowned horseman whose methods are practical and proven. Come stay at the beautiful Diamond Double C Ranch in Mineral Wells, Texas, and let Cris teach you the fundamentals of its horsemanship program. From groundwork to riding, Chris's methods are effective, versatile, and beneficial for riders of all disciplines.
I'm Todd Pletcher. I train thoroughbred racehorses for a living. Been training for 15 years. We first started using Lubricin in 2004, and we've been using it ever since. We've seen a number of benefits. Mainly, I think our horses move better, more freely. We have to do less joint work on them. I do believe we inject less since we've been using Lubricin. I would never recommend Lubricin for anyone else. We'd like to keep it for ourselves. We give Lubricin to 102 horses daily because joint health is not a one-shot deal.
Discover Lubricin HU for your own joint health.
Okay, because of that work that we did earlier, we can accomplish maneuvering that body and changing that weight. Stay up here with me, that a girl. Good job. Okay. So you remember how that felt?
Yes.
So you blocked with your shoulders, with your reins, and you moved your leg back and maneuvered that body around the rib cage and the hindquarters, and you brought the shoulders with the rein.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to come through here again. Stay close to me. Stay close to me. Right on up. 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 Now we're going to change legs and side pass with the left leg to the right. Keep going. Get your leg back further though. See your leg wasn't back far enough.
Okay.
Even though you got the correct lead now, you understand? Because of you riding with your legs too far forward, your positioning of your leg right then was too far forward. She moved her front end and changed in the front end, but didn't change her hind end. Okay? So we'll fix that. Okay. Now come over here. Now side pass with the right leg. Stay down south. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good job. You feel that?
Yes.
Okay. We come through here. We're going to get our right leg all the way back and then side pass it straight in the canter. Awesome job. Good job. Come on up here. Come on up here. Good job. Now you're keeping her hind end engaged. You feel that?
Yes.
You're keeping her hind end engaged. Why is that? Because they had known how to push it back in line, engaged. When that hind end, she crossfires a lot and gets her leads out. Now you're using that leg correctly because you don't have your feet so far up in front of you. That a girl. Good riding. Action. That was a really big change right there. Did you notice how when you started riding better and you got your legs back, you could help maneuver her, you know? And we look back on it. Remember the couple of things that you told me at the beginning of the show. She's not good with this. She's not good with that. But she really is.
Yeah.
We just got to be able to work on ourselves, and that's what I do to myself every day. Is that I try to get as good as I can so my horses can be better. And when you started bringing your legs back, and every time she started kicking those hips out and crossfiring, you put her right back in there. And then you understood how to get your hands forward and be able to control those shoulders. You've just in a few minutes right here at the ranch, you've done a fantastic job of understanding. You're a great student. You understood it. You worked on it. You did a great job.
Thank you for helping me.
You're very welcome.
I think the drill team would need a lot of help too. Would you mind if they came up here too?
How many's in the drill team?
Oh, there's about 40 of us.
40. Wow. Well, it's all girls?
All girls.
Man, I might need some help on that. Oh, I'd love for them to come up, and that'd be a lot of fun. Thanks again, Ash.
Thank you.
But it's always fun to be able to help a young, enthusiastic lady like Ashton, and she's battled a lot of lead changes in life, and she's come through it. So thanks for watching this week. We look forward to seeing you all again next week right here on Cris Cox Horsemanship.
There's a bluebird on some barbed wire. There ain't no clouds, only blue sky. And I got flowers in my garden. Yes, looking like
You know, respiratory system on a horse is very important when it comes to a performance horse. We started using Suncoast pine shavings here at the ranch. There's no other shavings in the world that have been proven as effective as the pine shavings. It's got a lot of spring to it, and it's clean, and when they lay their head down, they're not absorbing all that dust in their lungs. So, and I want the very best for my horse, and therefore I believe that Suncoast bedding allows me to have the very best when they lay down at night. You know, I don't think you can go wrong with Suncoast.